Hello, this is Mr. Chabry, and I've got another narrated Pokemon battle for you. So, I'm using this team. It's got 3 Johto Pokemon. Of course, that's really nice. It's also got Mega Pidgeot and Nihilego. And my opponent has... First off, I noticed my opponent has a Zoroark. So, Zoroark's one of those interesting Pokemon. It comes in trying to disguise itself as another Pokemon. And he actually brings in this Rotom, but I'm thinking this is the Zoroark, and the main reason is because I noticed Levitate didn't activate, and I know Rotom's only ability is Levitate, so I'm going to just go ahead, hit this thing with a super effective U-turn, and that does quite a bit of damage. Of course, Pidgeot is more of a special attacker anyway, so we're going to go ahead, U-turn. I'd like to keep Pidgeot alive because Pidgeot's a really good Pokemon, and I'm going to go into Tyranitar, expecting maybe a Dark-type move, as he's going to go for the Nasty Plot. So this thing's kind of scary. It is at +2 right now, +2 special attack, and it's going to hit me with a Focus Blast. And there is no way Tyranitar's living a Focus Blast at +2. Especially since this is an unnerved Tyranitar. Sandstorm would boost its special defense, but I don't think even with that it would live that. So I'm going to go into my Nihilego here. Nihilego is actually Scarfed, and that way I can just get a revenge kill, as now my opponent's going to actually bring in the Rotom, and I'm just going to go for the Power Gem. That was a pretty safe play, and it's actually not going to do that much comparatively, about half. So I'm just actually going to just go for another Power Gem, because I know even though this thing does have the water typing, Nihilego actually has really good special defense. We're going to get hit with a Hydro Pump now, and that's kind of unfortunate because that will put some damage on us. But like I said, Nihilego has good special defense, and I'm going to finish off this Rotom with another Power Gem, so that way I don't have to worry about this thing stopping my Mega Pidgeot from, you know, getting some nice knockouts. And Nihilego is going to get a special attack boost. So now my opponent's going to bring in his Nidoking, which he has named Bowser. I'm actually going to swap out my Nihilego because I know Nihilego's not going to be able to take this thing out with a Power Gem, even though it's at +1, and I'm just expecting a Ground-type move, which actually ends up being a good switch-in. So now my opponent will swap out the Bowser, which makes me think maybe that thing is Scarfed. That's what I'm thinking. And now this Zoroark is going to come back in and take a Hurricane to the face. There's no way this thing's going to live this Hurricane, not at that low level of health. Since Zoroark is already a pretty frail Pokemon, it's going to go down. He's going to bring back the Bowser, and yeah, this is very clearly a Scarfed Nidoking. So what I'm going to do is actually swap out into my Typhlosion. Looking at his team, Typhlosion is maybe the Pokemon that I could stand to lose the most in this battle. So I'm going to go into Typhlosion as he ends up locking himself into Ice Beam. So that actually works out for me very nicely. I'm kind of surprised how nicely that was. I was actually expecting maybe a Thunderbolt. But since Typhlosion's able to come in, we're going to just go for Hidden Power because I'm expecting the Arcanine. Arcanine very often has Flash Fire, and this is a Hidden Power Rock Typhlosion. And I'm just going to go for it again, because, like I said, Typhlosion's, unfortunately, is the one Pokemon that I could stand to lose the most in this battle. So I'm just going to try to get some chip damage, but this ends up being one of those bulky Arcanine sets with Morning Sun. So that's kind of interesting. And now the Arcanine's going to hit me with an Extreme Speed, and of course Typhlosion can take that. I'm just going to go for another Hidden Power and bring this Arcanine back into the yellow health. I'm just trying my hardest to keep damage on this thing. And another Extreme Speed does not do enough to take me out as well. So Typhlosion's actually going to take out this Arcanine with another Hidden Power, so that's really nice. But now this thing's going to come in. This is, of course, a Mega Beedrill, because no one's going to run a normal Beedrill, because normal Beedrill is a horrible Pokemon. So yeah, this is a Mega Beedrill, and I'm expecting this thing to have Drill Run. And even if I'm expecting Drill Run, I don't really want to bring in Pidgeot, just because it's so easily for this thing to just go for like a Poison Jab to finish off my Typhlosion. That'll be a lot of damage onto my Mega Pidgeot. So I'm going to go into my Nihilego now. Nihilego is, of course, Scarfed, and it's going to outspeed this Mega Beedrill. and my opponent's actually going to swap out the Mega Beedrill. My opponent knows that this Mega Beedrill is a huge threat to the rest of my entire team. I'm going to go for Power Gem because that was super effective on the Beedrill, but since Florges came in, it's not going to do much to Florges. There's not much that my Nihilego can even do to this thing. Florges has wonderful special defense, so I'm going to have to swap out here because it's so easy for this Florges just to set up on me. So I'm actually hoping that I could start setting up on it with my Feraligatr, but seeing that it's already setting up some Calm Minds, I'm actually kind of scared of it. I know this thing could do a lot of damage if I'm not careful, but what I'm going to do actually right now is try to get a Dragon Dance. I'm hoping Feraligatr could maybe take one move of whatever this thing wants to go for. I know Feraligatr can outspeed it anyway, naturally, and it's going to hit me with a Moonblast. And we're going to see that this Moonblast isn't quite enough to take out my Feraligatr. It does lower the special attack, but that doesn't matter because Feraligatr is a physical attacker. So now Feraligatr is here. I'm going to go for a Waterfall, maybe get some flinches, hit really hard, and it's actually going to live. So that's kind of unfortunate, but we did quite enough chip damage that anything I bring in should be able to take it out. Even my Nihilego, it should be able to take it out. But after that leftover recovery, I'm kind of uncertain if it's enough. So I'm actually going to go into my Nidoking, knowing that this thing probably doesn't want to keep trying to set up on me. And I'm going to go for the Earth Power, just in case my opponent swaps out. And the Earth Power will be enough to take out this thing. And now here comes the Mega Beedrill. And of course, Mega Beedrill is a very scary Pokemon. So I've got my Nidoking here, and of course, it does have Drill Run. But as we're going to see, Nidoking actually lives the Drill Run, so that's pretty big right there. And we're going to be able to hit this thing with an Earth Power. It's not enough to kill it, but at this level of health, I know Nihilego will be able to finish it off whenever I bring that in. So now this thing's going to go for the U-turn. It's going to swap out, finish off my Nidoking, and I'm actually okay with it going for U-turn because that means I can bring in anything to counteract whatever my opponent brings in here. And my opponent's going to bring in his own Nidoking, and I'm going to bring in my Nihilego here, mainly because I know Nihilego cannot finish this thing off from the range it's at, and I'm hoping to bait my opponent into going for Earth Power, as it ends up working. So now Pidgeot can easily just go for a Hurricane, finish off the Beedrill, because there's nothing that this Nidoking can even do to my Mega Pidgeot. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that, Hurricane, finish off Mega Beedrill, and now we're in a really good position. And of course we know that the Nidoking is Scarfed, so that works out for us. So now the Nidoking is my opponent's last Pokemon, and I'm still kind of scared of this thing because this thing is just a scary Pokemon all around. It's going to go for Thunderbolt, and Mega Pidgeot actually has enough bulk to live that. So I'm going to hit this thing with a Hurricane, and that brings it to a range that I feel like Nihilego should be able to finish it off. So Pidgeot living that Thunderbolt is really huge there. That gives us enough chip damage to finish off the Nidoking with Nihilego. So I'm going to bring in Nihilego, just go for the Hidden Power Ice, and that will be enough. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next Pokemon video.